Hi ladies and gentlemen, nerdy girl. Sorry for a dark video. Coming home from work with another news report of another shooting. I'm tired of hearing it. In a previous video, what I uploaded about a week ago, I predicted that there will be another shooting. I predicted that there will be another shooting. Hello? And there was. I hope somebody's watching this and telling a friend who is telling another friend who is telling another friend to write to their senator, write to their congressman, write to the president that we need a registry for misfits. Misfits. People who are accumulating guns. People who are able to get guns with a criminal history. People who are able to get guns with a mental health history. Hello? 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 America, wake up. Wake up. We need a national registry. And the national registry, and I'll repeat myself again, I might sound like a broken record. The national registry requires people, especially men, with a history of mental illness, with a violent history, or any kind of a violent history, no matter how small it is, that they have to register with a registry, and they have to have a periodic inspection every 6 months. Attic, basement, garage, storage unit has to be inspected, and a psychological evaluation. I'm not crazy. I have degrees in psychology. I worked in mental health. I worked in customer service. I had to terminate employees in the past. It's not a pleasant sight. I was terminated because I was too vocal. I'm brutally honest. And what I have to tell you folks is that we need to crack down on these lone wolves. We need to crack down on these folks that are accumulating guns. And we need to prevent another shooting from happening. This is unacceptable. This is unacceptable. Hello? Hello? Watch this. This is depressing.
Came in, it was right about 8 a.m. We had multiple shots fired in Rancho, Tehama. That evolved to multiple victims and multiple shots at the school, the elementary school. I am told at this point the suspected shooter is deceased by law enforcement bullets. That's what I'm told. I don't have a list of victims. I don't know how many victims. I know of at least 3 deaths. I don't know any information at this time about any of the victims at the school. I know that we have medevaced a number of students. I know that the school has been cleared. I know that we have the children that were attending school in a safe location at this time. That is, you now know really what I know. Okay? We have about 100 law enforcement personnel in Rancho, Tehama right now with multiple scenes. I can think of at least 5 scenes that I've been told about. So we are spread thin, but we have a lot of resources right now, and you can see that we're still requesting ambulances and we're still doing our work. That's the only information I have.
happened in Red Bluff. That's about 2 hours north of Sacramento. 7 other people are hurt, including several children. Police say it appears the gunman was randomly picking targets. There are at least 7 shooting scenes, including an elementary school. That's where the gunman was shot and killed by police. A motive right now is not yet known, and the gunman has not been publicly identified.
The U.S. Attorney General Jeff...
I will discuss to you the story about the California shooter. I don't have his name. When I have his name, I will identify it to you. We have the identity of the Florida shooter, but here is the story, and I will read to you what is written about the California shooter who goes by the name of Kevin. The shootings occurred in the rural community of Rancho, Tehama Reserve, a homeowners association of modest houses and trailers in rolling oak woodlands dotted with grazing cattle about 130 miles north of Sacramento. Police offered no immediate word on the assailant's motive, but a sheriff's official said the shooter's neighbors had reported a domestic violence incident a day earlier. Officials did not specify who was involved or what happened. Brian Flint told the Record Searchlight newspaper in the city of Redding that his neighbor, whom he known only as Kevin, was the gunman, and that his roommate was among the victims. He said the shooter stole his truck. The crazy thing is that the neighbor had been shooting a lot of bullets lately. Hundreds of rounds, large magazines, Flint said. We made it aware that this guy's crazy, and he'd been threatening us. Johnston said officials received multiple 911 calls about gunfire at an intersection of 2 dirt roads in the upper reaches of the sparsely populated neighborhood. Minutes later, more calls reported shots flooded in from different locations, including a small elementary school. It is very clear at the onset that we had an individual that was randomly picking targets, Johnston said. Witnesses reported hearing gunshots and children screaming at the school, which has one class of students from kindergarten through 5th grade. Johnston said the student shot at the school was flown by helicopter to a hospital, and another student was wounded in a car on the way to school. He said authorities believe they know the identity of the shooter, but declined to release his name pending further investigation. He appears to have fired a semi-automatic rifle and 2 handguns at 7 locations, authorities said. Salvador Tello said the gunman fired at a truck in front of him as he went to drop off his 3 children at school. Tello said he was about 3 blocks from the school when bullets made big holes in the truck. He said he forced his children to duck down, slammed his vehicle into reverse, and headed to the children's grandmother's house. I put my kids down and put my truck in reverse and went out. He said, I don't believe it, because I wake up, take my kids, feed them cereal, and put them in the truck and say, let's go to school like a normal day. On the way, he said he saw an apparent gunshot victim and police at another scene. The rural subdivision is described on its website as a quiet, private country community where the people are friendly and the pace is relaxed. The Homeowners Association website says there are 2,016 lots in the community and 1,346 voting members. It's pretty quiet, said 14-year resident Vince Bluff, who lives about a mile from the school but was kept away from his home for more than 3 hours. Before a law enforcement crackdown, marijuana farming was prevalent in the isolated area. Several years ago down, and appeared to attract some crime, but nothing this serious, Bluff said. A rampaging gunman killed 5 people in Rancho, Tehama, California, including his wife, whose body was found hidden beneath the floor of their house, authorities said Wednesday. At a Wednesday morning news conference, Tehama County Assistant Sheriff Phil Johnston said that the gunman, Kevin Johnston, NEAL, 44, likely began a shooting rampage after killing his wife with several shots and hiding her body beneath the floor. Johnson said law enforcement officers found the woman's body during a search late Tuesday. We were looking for his wife and couldn't find her yesterday, Johnston said. We located her dead body concealed under the floor of the residence last night. We believe that's what started the whole event. Take a look at this nut. Look at him. Crazy. This is what I'm talking about. This is what I was talking about in a previous video. We need to have a registry. The community knew about this nut. They knew about this crazy guy. They knew about him. They knew about his love affair with guns. They knew about this crazy man's, look at his crazy face. How could you not look at this face and have nightmares for a week after looking at a crazy nut like this? How could you not have nightmares? The guy is obviously out of his mind. This is what I'm talking about. Misfits and lone wolves. Misfits and lone wolves. This guy is out of his mind. But several people had to be killed. Several people had to be killed before we could wake up. Did your stomach turn? It should have. It made my stomach turn. I hope it made your stomach turn. I'm going to say it once again. We have a registry for sex offenders. We have a thing on the internet that if a sex offender lives in your block, you know about it. We should have a registry for misfits and lone wolves, people that keep to themselves, that are just socially separated. We need to watch these people. We need to watch these guys that hold to themselves, that beat up their wives, that beat up their kids. And then they can go to a gun shop and they can buy a gun. Or they can buy 10 guns. Or they can buy 20 guns. How come we don't have this problem? How come other countries don't have this problem? Why does this only occur in America? It doesn't occur in France. It doesn't occur in Germany. It doesn't occur in Japan. It doesn't occur in Russia. But it occurs in the United States. Why? Because we're not cracking down. Relax. Because we have the likes of OJ, for example, and I'm not racist, that can kill 2 people and walk. This is not acceptable. I'm sorry, this is not acceptable. This is not acceptable. It's not acceptable. It's not acceptable. That 5 people are shot in a school because of a little family dispute. Well, there's disputes all the time. What do? Because there's a little dispute, we're supposed to take guns and kill each other? America is a violent society because we do not lock up and throw away the key of violent offenders. We do not send psychiatrists for psychological evaluations, and we do not crack down on lone wolves and misfits that are standing by themselves and plotting how they're gonna kill 5 or 10 people in a Walmart, in a Target, in an elementary school. This would just happen in Florida. Florida is not acceptable. It is not acceptable. I call upon the public. I call upon the public. I call about congressmen, senators, mayors, aldermen, all you people, get off your lazy butts and change the laws of this country. Because this is not acceptable. This is not acceptable. Anyway. If you enjoyed this video, please click the like button. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe down below. And ladies and gentlemen, thanks for watching.